I'm going to discuss something very prevalent this time of year. Vacation. Going on vacations. What's the best vacation? That's the story over here. When I was younger, before the age of 20, I went to a lot of different places on vacation. I grew up very, how do they call it? Spoiled,
Hmm.
right? Been to a lot of vacation places. Florida, many times, lost track, probably a dozen times. Disney, all of those things, everything. Vail, amazing mountains over there. The back bowls, great places. California, international, London, all over the world, all over the U.S. I've been to the U.S. from California, from Colorado, all the way to California. Traveled from everything, the Grand Canyon, all the places. What's the best vacation? Depends. Person like hot, cold. At the end of the day, the only place where I want to take a vacation is right here.
Hmm.
Where else to go? People a lot of times they think, oh, I have to spend three, four, five, $6,000. Someone told me they're going to Japan for vacation. Yeah, okay. Well, you're doing all these nice, a lot of nice places, but people don't realize how many nice places there are right here. Where we live right here, within an hour and a half, it's amazing how many places you could see.
Hmm.
Even within 15, 20 minutes, people don't even know what's right around them. They've just never been there. They've never been there at all. Pasuk says, this week's Parsha, Nirfim Hain, they're lazy. They're lazy. Rabbi Dovid Povarsky once said that the best vacation is no one disturbing me so I could sit and learn in peace. That's what he was saying. And he himself would never, the Rosh Yeshiva of Ponevezh would never go on vacation. I was so to see him. He came here.
That's a staycation.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that.
That's not a vacate.
We're gonna come back to that. He once was here in Lawrence, and Zochu to see him. He never went on vacation. You know, Reb Zilberstein and Alanu Leshabayach, he said all these newspapers and everything, they're filled with, you see just advertisements everywhere, vacation here, vacation there, timeshare, this, that. They're all trying to suck you in. It's the same thing. We went to Roosevelt Field Mall this past Sunday with the kids. Middle of the winter. They had an amazing time. They have an amazing indoor play area. It's like 2 stories. It's like a playground indoors. Totally free. But you walk around the mall, you see everything just tries to suck you into the gashmias of this world. All the stuff, the physicalities, stuff that you don't need, you know. They have over there, they put in the middle of the hallway, they put a vehicle that, oh, at least 1,600 a month or something for some like high-end vehicle. They're like, why on earth you gotta drive that? Just get a simple vehicle that works. You could spending 4 times less money. You could literally lease a Tesla for 300, 400 a month. You gotta spend 1,600 a month. You crazy? They're trying to suck you into all this stuff over here. Person's got to put into perspective what's going on over here. And many times, people they cannot resist these difficult advertisements for the good vacation spots, especially if everyone else is going. But the truth of the matter is, many families have a fabulous time without checking into any hotels, without going to any resort, without wasting thousands of dollars as well, without going far from home. A lot of people where they live, they don't even realize within a 25-minute radius parks that they've never been to. I remember once happened, I told someone, oh my gosh, I never even knew that that place existed. And my entire life, I've lived here for 25 years. It was 23 minutes away from the house. An amazing place. People, they don't realize how much is around them. They just got to get out, right? A lot of times, parents, what do they try to do? They try to satisfy their children. They want their kids to have the best time. The kids, most of the time, they just want to spend time with their parents. Anything that's a change of scenery, you don't need to travel miles and miles and miles away, hours and hours and hours away for a change of scenery. You could travel 20 half hour away if you've never been there. It's a change of scenery. It's something that's different. It's something that's unique. A lot of times when people go on these faraway vacations, they need a vacation from the vacation because they're so tired with all the traveling after and with all the activities. There's just so much action. Now, no one says that a family sometimes doesn't need a change of scenery for once in a while. For sure, you could. But you, like we just said, you don't need to go hours and hours away for the change of scenery many times. You break your routine. Right? Now, let's get to the staycation. This is where the staycation comes from. Who says that in order for it to be considered a vacation, you need to check into a hotel or you need to sleep at another destination? Now, sometimes, based on where you're going, you could do that and you should do that.
Based
Remember,
on the meaning, that's the meaning of the word. No, vacate to vacate.
correct. I remember 4 summers ago, I think it was, we went to Cape Cod. Very nice area, beautiful area towards the end of the summer. Beautiful. It's a little cooler up there. Beautiful. You're surrounded by water from all sides. And then you went to the other islands over there. I already forgot the name. Martha's Vineyard and the other one, whatever the name was.
That's what I mentioned.
What?
Nantucket.
That's what I
Nantucket.
mentioned over there.
Nantucket, that's the one. Yeah, Nantucket. What was it?
The best ever mentioned of them.
Yeah.
You guys.
So the Nantucket, the Martha's Vineyard, very nice. Look, we could have done it in one day. It was around 220 miles away. It's around 3, 4 hours. You could do it in one day and drive back. It's annoying. We stayed there. We spent more time there. There was a minion there, and we'll come back to the minion. But there's plenty of things to do that are close enough that you could do within one drive. You got to sleep somewhere, fine. You got to sleep somewhere, but not that you have to. Right? Let's discuss over here. Sometimes you have parents. This is very common. Parents with new, larger families. They're young parents. They have 3, 4, 5, 6 kids, let's say. They want to get out just by themselves. One of my chavrusas told me he goes on 2 vacations every single year in winter. First, he goes one with his whole family and his kids. Then he goes on a second one with just his wife. That's what he does. I'm not even talking about going away for Sukkot, Pesach, summer, just winter. We're in the middle of the winter right now. So the parents, they want to get away just by themselves. They don't want to go with all their kids because it's when you're going with your kids, it's so hectic. It's just you're within the hustle and the bustle with kids, and it's more difficult because you have to bring, depending upon the age of the kids, all the diapers, the pack and play, the wipes, all the clothing, the shoe. It's a whole thing. Tremendous amount to pack, food. You have to figure. You have to. It's a whole thing, and it's a nuisance. So vacation ends up being more difficult than if you would have just stayed at home. But sometimes parents want to get away from themselves, spend more time with each other without them getting attacked with kids from all angles. They want to eat a peaceful meal more than 3.5 minutes. So, and that's not 10 o'clock at night when everyone's sleeping, whatever it is. So they want to get away. The parents have to be careful, especially this is relevant in families that they have older children in the house. They have to be careful. You have to make sure that your kids are being left with someone responsible. You're leaving your kids with a 15-year-old and your 15-year-old kid. Okay, granted, they might physically be safe, but what about the kid's spiritual welfare? That needs to be put into consideration. You just leave your kids with the wrong people. That's not good. You have to make sure to leave them with a competent adult. And even so, when you leave them with someone else, you have to realize that the best people to watch your children are yourselves. That's yourself. It's the parents themselves. That's what it is. No one would try to argue otherwise. So there's something to consider over there. They'll have time when their kids are older. There'll be more time. They'll get older, and then eventually the parents will start complaining, "Where are all my kids? I'm empty nesters. They all left me. They don't visit me enough." And so, person has to. There's a concept of a lot of times people say, "Live like there is no tomorrow." YOLO. You only live once. That's what they say. First of all, that's ridiculous. Because we're all about the future. We have to live and realize that our current actions have repercussions, and we have to be careful what we do. But there is a concept to live in the present, 100%. You have to enjoy where you are now. Everyone's always trying to look on the other side. The grass is greener on the other side. It looks better over there. It's not true. It's not true. You have to enjoy where you are right now in the stage that you're in. That is something that's very important to keep in mind, right? Um, you know, could be also there are different times when might be good if the parents want to get away. Your children are in school, so they're in school most of the day anyways. Now you have someone who's going to watch them, then that's fine. That's already something to talk about. Let's talk about another factor that needs to be kept in mind. When it comes to going away, there are a few things before a person chooses his destination where to go. Number one, are there going to be people immodestly dressed? The pretense is a serious consideration that has to be put into perspective. Number two, is there going to be a minion over there? I'd just like to share that if you look in the Halicha Shlomo and Parakeh, Oz Beis, as well as the Shailas Tshuva Shevet Alevi, Chelik Vav, Simin, Chav Gimel, Oz Gimel, as well as the Shailas Tshuva Van Hagos Chelik Beis, Simin Samach Gimel, they all say it is prohibited to go to vacation to an area if there is no minion. The only way you're allowed to travel to an area where there's no minion if it's for health reasons or you need to make money. That's the way that you make your parnasa. For example, let's say you are a real estate investor and you own a multifamily property in South Carolina, 20 unit, you're allowed to go there to make sure that everything is going good, etc., to close the deal, to make sure that your project manager is doing the right thing, whatever it is, manager is doing the right thing, etc. Fine. But just for no reason, that's not going to be as simple. The Chafetz Chaim once pointed out that a lot of times when a person's in his regular routine, there aren't a lot of halakhic questions that come up. There aren't shilas. But when a person goes out of his routine box, so to say, when he goes to a new location, that's the time when many challenges could come up and many halakhic questions and differences. That is something to keep in mind too, that a person has to make sure that when he goes away, he's keeping up to what he does when he's home. When a person goes to vacation, they shouldn't be learning less Torah. Person should be learning more Torah. Remember, one time Rabbi Yisrael Reisman said, I'll tell you the best trick for vacation. When you go away, your wife isn't going to mind if you wake up earlier. Wake up 2 hours before everyone else, learn extra time, and if you get tired in the middle of the day, your wife's going to say, it's vacation anyways, I can take a nap. It's the beginning of the day, it's vacation. The point is that a vacation is not time to learn less Torah. There's no such thing as vacation from learning Torah and mitzvahs. Chas v'shalom. It's a time to learn more Torah. That's also something to think about as well. We have to also keep in mind, wherever we go, we have to make a Kiddush Hashem, not Chas v'shalom, Chil Hashem. There are people watching us all over. They're watching how we talk, how we act, how we dress, etc., etc. We have to make sure that we're making a Kiddush Hashem, not a Chil Hashem. This is all a few very important points about vacation. The best vacation, so to say. You do these methods, you'll have the best vacation. That's what it is. Any questions, comments on this? Pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was relevant information.
Right, any recommendations?
If you didn't get the main point, it was that you sit and learn more undisturbed. That's the best vacation, you know. Like I said, I've been to a lot of places. The best place, why do you think I sit here every single day? That's the best place. Right here.
Any recommendations?
Whoever wants to go away with his life.
Yeah. What you're saying, which safer to learn, you're saying? Whatever
No.
you want to learn. What do you mean?
All right.
All right, have a good day. Yeah.